plays games with Steve.
Go fish. Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for the medicines. The medicines?
It's wrong.
Okay, jeez, this game has a lot of typos.
It's actually not that bad,
Okay,
but...
so we might as well look for that medicine.
Excelavir.
Excelavir, right? Oh, I'm just...
Medicine Excelavir. Yeah, what about the rest of you? Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I could help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of jerk wouldn't?
Okay, we should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover... And Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right.
Good. Looks like we got that all straightened out. That's something. Doesn't really matter.
Let's
go.
Cool. With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. Alice and Luna are paired up. Uh-oh. So this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs. How do you know that? Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
It's a car wash.
When you were a kid, were you... Like, I was, like, obsessed with car washes.
I mean, oh yeah,
like being in them.
Oh yeah.
It's like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I still kind of think that. No, the funniest is like, well, you didn't have a dog. Girl,
no.
Right. Yeah, we had a dog. We had like a boxer, and it was really fun going through a car wash with a dog in the car because they just flipped out the entire time, just barking. Whoa, 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 whoa! What is this? What's going on? And we're just sitting there all calm. And she's like, "How can you be so calm?"
That's funny.
Yeah. So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but...
Apparently, the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of the system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa, 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 whoa! Then that newspaper article was right?
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah. Something's been bothering me. What is it? Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right? Oh, no, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Excalibur. Quark needs it. Yeah, you're right. I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, alright?
Got it.
Okay.
We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? Pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything.
Oh.
Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it. Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no, but...
And then Alice said, I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon. So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. And finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
Fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
All right.
Promise?
Yes, we're BFFs. Promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here is what she said.
Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I've played the nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we weren't chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us getting kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. And he was in both of the last two nonary games, too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice, but the people behind the two nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom, though. So after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy-looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe and he composed music. He plays the harp and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but They just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day, Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after the second nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar, too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again. We were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. Someone was like, what? Shut up. Anyway, I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first nonary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that! I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way! I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job, after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine.
$1 million.
$1 million. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first nonary game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother, too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second nonary game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us.
You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gonna have to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei, like Seven, another participant from the second nonary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second nonary game. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which is probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while, and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger, and harder and faster. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out.
She's strong.
I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for the most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans.
Breathe. And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All that talking seemed to have tired Clover
Yeah, and
out.
SungWon too.
She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response?
Yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger, but that's just wishful thinking. Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it. Oh.
Right. Whatever. I have some other questions, so... Moving along.
Moving right along.
I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. Okay, they were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where are they now?
Well,
I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much!
Well, Alice will be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
That could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week, or next month, or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait, you mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And... the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice?
like Disney on Ice? I
No
want to see
regame-
Zero Escape on Ice.
Yeah,
though.
it's no regames on ice. Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? Guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
What's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
What's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean.
Purifying the unclean?
Oh! Unclean! Unclean!
What? What are you doing?
Shut up! Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean. Een.
She leapt up, suddenly excited.
Neostigmine!
Neo what?
Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right, I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah,
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
exactly.
Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered, dum-dum.
You remembered?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tuberculine.
Sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it? Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me? The gold file actually kind of spoiled this.
Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized. Yeah, Soberel puts you to sleep, and the tubocurarine, and that kills you.
So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working?
Yes. Oh my god, how many times are you gonna make me say it?
One more time? So
Oh my god.
So we just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized?
Yeah. We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay. We can only pull the trigger once, though.
That means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us could break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Damn. I was, I think understandably, upset. With no stairs, my choice is to wait for the lift to come back down.
This sucks.
As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. Fi! Where did Clover go? Fi, can you hear me? She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed and her body was unnaturally stiff. Fi? I grabbed a shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Fi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. Head for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still, no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. I turned back around and jogged out the door toward the treatment center. Hop, 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 hop.
Hop, hop,
Hop,
hop,
hop, hop.
hop.
That's
hop,
me jogging.
hop. Actually flying up, going right, flying here.
Oh no, Fi. Don't play the music. Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody? I assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They'd left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to go look somewhere else. Made my way out of the treatment center. Grab some snacks. Huh. Huh. Oh, nice poster. What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait. There's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary. Oh no. Ran to the room and stopped short. Might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What happened? I felt my whole body convulse, whether from terror or from nausea. I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand and I looked down to see blood. A vast warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could... Oh!
Damn.
In the middle of a lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies. They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes. Too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Had they sliced themselves open? Or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood. Too much blood. Whenever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it. A scalpel lay in blood next to them, its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died. This tiny blade. Oh God. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hands with theirs, and drew it across my throat. Oh. I opened up the packet of
Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, Heinz ketchup.
So splattered all over me. I was really embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like a real dum-dum in front of Phi.
What's it gonna say? Tell me.
And that was
Ooh.
Virtue's Last Reward.
Wow.
Yeah. Really kind of a bummer ending, huh?
Yeah, but all my questions were answered.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's important is that it was all very satisfying in the end.
Uh-huh. I think you could walk out of here. You have a self-contained story. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
There was a lot of character arcs, growth, relationships formed, and
It's really all you could have asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I this was my first long play.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty long. I'm kind of glad, it's ending before I got tired.
Right. Because I mean, if there were any more after this, it'd be really overstaying its welcome.
I think I'm like, you know what? I had my fill. I'm ready to walk away now.
Yeah.
It's like, what's this about?
I mean, it's like the perfect length, right? Like we've done about 24 so-ish episodes, like 24 hours in a day. I think that's perfect. Like any more would just be a little tacky. I think.
Yeah. I think so. I'm just.
Hasn't it been 24? I think so.
No, I think it's been.
Yeah, no, it's been 24 episodes.
24 episodes?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
As of this recording, 24.
This one. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I think. Well, let's thank all these lovely people for their work. And I don't think there's any games after this either. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of. You know what? It's like, why even try to outdo this?
Yeah. Because what I love with a narrative is when all the characters just die.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly. And then you die.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And there's no follow-up.
And who... I don't really care to know who the murderer was.
No.
It's like they say, the best things are left up to your own imagination. So.
I like a nice ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
When people try to over-explain things, it's like, please, enough,
And I mean, oh man, that high point of when Clover finally revealed her backstory.
Yeah, for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then right after that, everyone died.
Yeah. But no, it's fine. I just
No,
I'm
no, no.
like,
I thought that
cool,
was
now
perfect,
I know.
the perfect way to end the story,
Yeah,
right?
now I
was
know.
This huge story
But I
about
don't
one
care
character's
anymore.
backstory, and then immediately she runs off, and they're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that is genius.
And Quark doesn't have to wake up. I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah.
He can sleep. He's got his whole life.
I don't even remember who Quark is, to be honest. So.
Oh, yeah. I think he was the bunny.
Oh, yeah. Clover and... Ooh. Secret Agent Woman.
Secret Agent Woman. Wow, we're full of Austin Powers today.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and press X.
Okay. I mean, I might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think we're going to maybe get our first icon here. Let's see. After this.
First icon, that's what you get for beating the game.
Yeah, official ending.
Huh.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know what those other question marks are for. I guess, anyway, tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to play next. But first Circle, for some reason, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. That's just one of the timeline endings. I guess tomorrow we'll have to figure out where we're going to go next time. But yes, first ending unlocked. Very exciting.